On September 11, 2001, the world changed in a matter of hours, when 4 commercial airplanes were hijacked by members of the extremist group Al-Qaeda and used as weapons in coordinated attacks against the United States. 2 planes struck the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, causing both buildings to collapse in front of millions of viewers watching live television. A 3rd plane hit the Pentagon, the headquarters of the US military, while the 4th crashed in Pennsylvania after passengers attempted to regain control. Nearly 3,000 people were killed in a single day, making it one of the deadliest attacks in modern history. But the impact of 9/11 went far beyond the immediate destruction because it marked the beginning of a new kind of global conflict known as the War on Terror. In response to the attacks, the United States, led by President George W. Bush, declared that it would pursue not only the perpetrators, but also the governments and organizations that supported them. The first target was Afghanistan, where Al-Qaeda's leader, Osama bin Laden, had been operating under the protection of the Taliban regime. In late 2001, US and allied forces launched a military invasion that quickly removed the Taliban from power, but failed to capture bin Laden, who escaped into the mountains. What followed was not a quick victory, but a long and complex war that would last for 2 decades. The conflict in Afghanistan became a prolonged struggle against insurgency, as Taliban forces regrouped and adapted to guerrilla tactics, making it difficult for foreign troops to achieve lasting control. Meanwhile, in 2003, the United States launched another major military operation, this time in Iraq, based on claims that the government of Saddam Hussein possessed weapons of mass destruction and posed a threat to global security. The invasion led to the rapid scoot of the Iraqi government, but no such weapons were found, and the country soon descended into chaos, sectarian violence, and insurgency. The Iraq War became highly controversial, both domestically and internationally, raising questions about intelligence, strategy, and the true cost of intervention. As the War on Terror expanded, it was no longer confined to traditional battlefields. Governments increased surveillance, strengthened security measures, and introduced new laws aimed at preventing future attacks. Airports around the world implemented strict screening procedures, intelligence agencies gained broader powers, and the concept of national security became a central part of everyday life. At the same time, the war raised serious ethical debates, particularly regarding the use of enhanced interrogation techniques, drone strikes, and detention centers, such as Guantanamo Bay. These practices sparked global discussions about human rights, justice, and the balance between security and freedom. In 2011, nearly 10 years after the attacks, US forces located and killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, marking a symbolic victory in the fight against terrorism. However, his death did not bring an end to the conflict. Terrorist networks had already spread across multiple regions, evolving into decentralized groups capable of carrying out attacks in different parts of the world. Organizations like ISIS emerged, taking advantage of instability in the Middle East and attracting recruits through propaganda and online platforms. The War on Terror had become a global and ongoing struggle, not tied to a single location or enemy. After 20 years of war, the United States began withdrawing its forces from Afghanistan in 2021. In a dramatic and controversial turn of events, the Taliban quickly regained control of the country, effectively returning to power almost 2 decades after being removed. This outcome raised difficult questions about the effectiveness of long-term military intervention and the challenges of rebuilding nations after conflict. The War on Terror reshaped international relations, military strategy, and global security policies. It influenced how countries cooperate, how wars are fought, and how societies respond to threats. More importantly, it changed how people think about safety, freedom, and the risks of a connected world. Unlike the Cold War, which was defined by 2 superpowers, the War on Terror is a conflict without clear borders, without a single enemy, and without a definitive end. It is a reminder that modern warfare is no longer just about armies and territories, but about ideology, information, and the constant struggle to prevent the next attack before it happens.